Welcome back from the hilarious and unsolicited fashion advice from Jordan to Colton revealing his big secret. Last night's episode of The Bachelorette was full of laughs and drama and actually some tears too. Now there's a whole lot to unpack, and as always, Leslie from 106.3 The Groove is here to help us out. Leslie, nice to see you.
I think, too, rage. There's some underlying rage starting to boil up already.
Isn't there? It's
second episode.
Kind of hard to believe, and we'll talk about who had that rage, and surprisingly, they're still around. So we started off with the first
group date. Yeah, which was kind of fun for them. They went to an obstacle course. Actually, first, they go into this room and they get dressed up in tuxedos. They thought they're going to get spoiled. Oh, no. It's an obstacle course that they had to go through. So they get muddy and dirty and wet.
And it's cakey.
Yes, cakey, because it was all about who can get to the altar first to get Becca. And they had to sit in some ice cold water. Now, to help them, it's pretty cool. Rachel and Brian, Rachel, the former Bachelorette, and her fiance actually hosted this event, which was cool to see them. I got to say, they're doing well. So all the guys, of course, want to win, and man, competition with guys and this type of thing, it's going to get dirty, literally.
It was stiff. And
oh yeah, well, and Lincoln ended up winning, but we all think he cheated a little bit.
Just because he was shaking the little sand.
No, I think he got out of the water a little faster than he should have, and he got to give the ring to Becca, and he was very excited about this, very happy. And in fact, at the cocktail party, she presented him with a picture of those two at the altar.
Which was very sweet.
It was very sweet. Well, he took that and he rubbed it in the guys' faces quite a lot. Yeah. Like, he put it out on the table. He was talking to it. What is that? You know, it'll give me a kiss. And I mean, it was a little over the top. It was really annoying a lot of the guys. But one guy, Connor, again, that rage starts to boil up. He kept saying to him, okay, seriously, like, put it away. Like, don't flaunt it. We get it. You won. That's great. Don't have to keep going on and on about it. But he just wouldn't. I mean, literally. So Connor then goes, you know what? First he throws it by the fire, and then he goes, you know what? No, grabs it, throws it outside, breaks it, and it falls into the pool.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, dude? Like, that's how you react to that?
It's a little bit aggressive. And if I were Becca, to me, there he goes. He's going to throw it in the pool now. That's a big red flag. I mean,
I know.
Why do you want somebody, there he goes, with anger issues?
And then the thing is, though, Lincoln goes right to Becca and says, you know, he's disrespectful to me, and I'm kind of fearful, like, of him in a way. And I'm like, really? You're a pretty big dude. Like, I don't think so. But Becca went right to Connor and said, do you think that was the right way to handle that? Like, I'm looking for a guy in stressful situations that can deal with it.
And handle himself.
Yes.
And not completely lose his top.
I thought maybe she would send him home, but she did not. But besides that, Jean-Claude got the group date rose, which I think Lincoln was really bummed about because he thought that he was going to get it.
But if you're involved in drama, I mean, he was involved with Connor in this drama. There's no way that she would have given him the rose.
Exactly.
And who actually got the rose again? Say it.
Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude,
yes.
and he was very neutral, very nice guy.
And they seem to have a nice little connection.
Makes sense that he got it.
Sure. And then now the first one-on-one date, huge, is Blake. Now, we remember him. He had the horse that he brought on to after the rose, and he brought the ox. So they get to go to a rage room, which I didn't know they had these. I want to go to this.
Can I just say, this was hilarious.
All the stuff that Ari and Becca had, like, done together in last season, they got to destroy it all. Yeah. And who was there to host it? Little John. How cool is that? He was hilarious.
I was cracking up.
Oh, I mean, and she said it was so therapeutic for her just to destroy all this stuff.
Yeah.
Including the TV where he was showing proposing to her. That was great. It's a weird date, but they just had so much fun. And at the cocktail party, or at the dinner party with those two, they really seemed to hit it off. He opened up and said he was in a similar situation. He fell hard and fast for someone. She blindsided him. He thought she was the one. And so they do seem to have a really good connection. And she does say she likes him. I don't know, though, if it'll last.
I'm going to go on record here and say that he's friend-zoned already.
Ooh.
I think from the dynamic I was watching, even though she gave him the rose and they had good conversation, I think he's more just emotional support for her right now. More than anything. And I don't think he's going to make it to the romantic.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
But I think they're just going to end up friends.
I think you might be right.
We'll have to see.
So now we go on to the second group date, which was fun because they go to this gym and these three kids start whipping dodgeballs at them. So basically it's a dodgeball competition. Yeah. And I love this because Fred Willard is the commentary guy for it with Chris Harrison. I love Fred Willard,
So do I.
he's hilarious. So it was pink versus green, and the green team won. They got a trophy, but to make everybody happy, everybody got to go to the cocktail party, which was great.
And Leo held it down for his team.
Oh my gosh, Leo is the man.
I'm going to also go on record and say he's an underdog. We haven't
He
seen
is.
much of Leo right now, but I think that she's really going to like him.
Yeah, I hope so, because I do. He was very calm and did quite well at that game. So at the cocktail party, we find out from Colton, a big secret he's going to reveal. He had dated Tia, who she's good friends with, but he said it was only a weekend. They didn't, nothing like that spark wasn't there for him, and if it was, he wouldn't have come on the show. But he thinks there is something with her. But she's like, I feel sick to my stomach because I'm sorry, friends before men to me is my motto. Like, you know, so my thing is she needs to talk to Tia. But she said to him, she goes, I don't know what to say at this point, and kind of said, I need to think about this.
And you know what? Nobody is without baggage, but I can see with all these guys, you know, you have the rage, you have Colton now with this shocking revelation. I can see her sort of checking him off her list.
Oh my gosh.
And I can see them not making it to the end.
Well, she made a connection with Willis, who also got the group date rose. So he's good. Colton, we're not sure of yet. We go to the cocktail party before the rose ceremony, and Jordan, the male model, wants to stand out. So he strips down to his boxer briefs, like he's modeling, and he interrupts Dave and Becca, like, hi, and basically again talks all about himself, about how he wants mini-me's. It's all about him and his hair, and Dave is not happy about this.
Oh, Dave's so furious.
Oh, and they get into a pretty big argument afterwards, and talking about how that was so disrespectful. Jordan is completely like, whatever.
And Dave's point is, are you actually here for the right reasons? Is there anything going on in your head besides being a model?
Right.
Being so caught up in yourself.
I call him Zoolander.
He certainly is. And before we run out of time, she had one more chat with Colton.
Yeah, she said basically she's keeping him at arm's length because until she has clarity on that, she thinks about sending him home. She does not, though. She sends home Ricky, Alex, and another guy that I didn't remember his name.
I know. It's funny how even at this stage, I guess it's only episode 2, there's still people we had no idea who the producers didn't want to spotlight them or highlight them.
The really quick thing is next week Tia is on the show, and we see Colton walk in and talk about awkward.
So
that's going to be a great one.
We get a little closure on that situation.
I hope so, one way or the other.
These are just going to keep getting better, I can already tell. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now don't miss the episode of The Bachelorette coming up next Monday right here on KGUN 9 at 7 p.m. Then tune into The Blend on Tuesday for a recap and visit 1063thegroove.com to read Leslie's blog.